Hi, I'm Amari.
And I'm Chris. And we're looking for a house in Zomba, Malawi.
We are in Zomba because I have a job with an organization that's working with local farmers. And now we're going to look for a house.
Some of the things that are really important to me is a room with a lot of natural light and a nice garden. I like houses here that have tile rather than just cement floors. I want something that doesn't have rats in the ceiling. And I would like a big kitchen space. I love to cook.
For me, probably the most important is location. I have to get to and from work every day, so something that is within about an hour walking distance from our house. Also, security is really important, so making sure we're in a neighborhood that's secure, we've got good fences, and that it'll be easy to kind of make sure everything stays safe. I'm looking for a nice garden, nice outside living spaces, places where we can kind of decompress in the evenings and the weekends when I'm not working. Someplace that's kind of central to where some of our friends are living now currently. We're going to do our best.
Let's hit the road.
The budget we set for our house in Zomba is $200 a month.
But we have some flexibility. You know, if we find something really great for $500 a month, I'm willing to splurge.
I'm nervous. So first thing I'm noticing is that the fence is really low, and so you can see the whole house from the street. The yard is really big and dusty, and there's no shade. And it looks like they're doing a lot of construction. I'm not feeling very optimistic about this house at all.
They're doing renovations right now.
I'm feeling pretty pessimistic, a little bit cynical about what we're going to find inside.
This is the front room.
Lots of building materials everywhere.
They are currently renovating.
This house is situated so it's a little bit dark.
It was very dark. We couldn't even film. We had to take pictures.
What we found were probably a lot of maintenance issues. The house hasn't been upkept very well, and things are just kind of old and run down, which would mean we would have to invest a lot in maintenance right off the bat.
I think it would be hard for us to feel comfortable here just because it didn't really feel like it had that much care.
Yeah, you can definitely, it didn't feel like home when we walked in. It didn't feel like home.
And then we found out at the end that the landlord, who lives about a couple hours away, can come and stay in the guest house at any time.
And we didn't like that at all.
And one of the things I've heard about this neighborhood is that there's no quiet at nighttime because there's a nightclub called Vibes, which is a great name for a nightclub. Maybe not so great for quiet nights in. The first one we're going to call Not So Great Vibes. I'm sorry. Walking back to town with our agent. The mountain's beautiful. Lots of furniture stores. Okay, first off, obviously, this is our neighborhood, Old Naisi right now. This is ideally where we'd like to live. Look how big this tree is, though. And this is why we like it here. The house we looked at today, in the other neighborhood, no trees. Up here on the mountain, there are trees, and they're big, and they're beautiful. We got palm trees, and this view, so nice. It's also a little bit more of an expensive neighborhood. And so we're thinking maybe we should up our budget from $200 to $300 and see what that gets us. Driving up to the second house was very strange. I actually walked about an hour into town to get to the taxi to take us to the second house, and it's literally our neighbor's house.
Pulling up to the second house, I'm thinking, yes, this is the neighborhood we want to be in. I'm getting really excited. I'm looking at the gate. I'm like, this is perfect.
Guardhouse. This is house number 2. And we walk up, and immediately I'm thinking, okay, this is more like it.
Walk into the yard, and the first thing I'm like is, this is totally out of our price range. This is not in our budget at all.
This must be a guest house? I don't know.
drawers.
Storage?
Storage and then the kitchen.
Nice big kitchen.
It had cool ceilings, it had a chandelier. I was thinking, this is great.
This is the sitting room.
Yes.
With a fire pit. I like the details. What, is this a skylight?
Go into the house, I'm looking around, I'm liking it, but it's like room after room is revealed to us, and it's just this labyrinth of beds, bedrooms and bathrooms and closets, and I love it, but I just know that there's no way that this is within the budget we set.
Cool. All right. Shower. Look at all this closet space. Wow. Mari can't even reach that. Wow, this is the office. A lot of light.
When I saw the office, I just immediately was thinking, I could work from here. There was windows, there was a huge yard out the back.
That's an enormous garage.
So when you put your car right down there, and you come out the stairs.
Another bedroom.
And we saw the fourth bedroom, and then we saw the fifth bedroom, and the fifth bedroom also was like ensuited. Had a jacuzzi tub, it had a shower. It's a lot of house for just two people who are planning on living in one room, and we're literally looking for a simplistic small house.
The biggest closet, I think. This is really nice. This is the backyard.
The second house we're gonna call the neighbor's maze mansion.
My neighbor's mansion.
My neighbor's maze mansion, because it was a maze. It was so hard to find, like, where am I? Where am I? Oh, it's like the door. Oh, where?
Alright, we just got out at our house number 3. It's really far.
On first look, the gate is high, which is good. The fence, the rollway fence is pretty new, which is a good sign. And the roof looks really well taken care of. Looks pretty new as well. I'm optimistic about the house. I'm not so optimistic about the location.
How long do you think it would take to walk to work?
Biking to work would probably take an hour at least. I think this would be a location where we would have to consider getting a car. Third house, I immediately like it because of its size, but I do not like it because of its location. It would take me about 2 hours to walk to work. It is in Matuwale, which is known to be loud and is down outside of town.
Nice garden.
Getting in there though, I loved the size, loved how many bedrooms there were, really liked the sitting room and the dining room, but I just know that where it's located, we'd have to buy a car, and that's a whole nother expense we haven't planned for.
And from here you can see that's the dining room.
Really liked the size. I liked the colors. It had a machete and a bow and arrow on the kitchen counter, which was a major plus for me.
Poison, then he's poisonous this.
Oh, really?
It was a good size. It didn't have a ceiling, which means that when it rains, it's gonna be really, really loud.
So this is where I think we put our bed. Okay. Come on in.
Master.
Mm-hmm.
It was $126 a month,
For everybody else.
which is well within our budget.
Bedroom 2, bedroom 3, bedroom 4.
The yard is pretty small, but in terms of the size of the house, I think it's nice. There's no ceiling board, but I think we could probably get that put in before we moved in.
Third one, I think we're gonna call the airstrip ceilingless.
So coming up to house number 4, we were excited because it was in the neighborhood that we liked, Old Naisi, and even better, it looked to be a brand new house.
Yes, it was so brand new that it wasn't even finished, which worried us a little bit. The price range was at $470 a month, which we thought we might be able to negotiate a little bit. So you can see here that it is super unfinished.
So you still have to get the walls finished, the floor, tiles, appliances, wiring, you name it, it probably still needed to be done in this house.
Look at these ceilings.
And it definitely, going through the house, seeing how undone it was, I think really put us both off in terms of
Dressing room.
this being a actual option for us.
And then this is the master bathroom.
But then the other thing was that it was maybe 7 kilometers from town. And so that's a really long walk to make every day, and essentially we do go to town every day, so again we'd have to consider getting a car, which is a whole nother expense on an already more expensive house. We did love the size, we loved the yard and the view, and everything was kind of perfect. I loved the trees in the backyard, but it wasn't done. And off we went to the next house.
House number 5. So we were waiting in front of this house to get in, to get the keys. Well, first we had to stop and pick up the keys from the landlord, and then we had to wait in front of the house for a while, and then we went back out. It took a long time for us to get the keys to get inside. But once we were there and we kind of had looked in, I had started to get a really good feeling about the house. Maybe the location was perfect because maybe it was only 1 kilometer from my office, so like a 10-minute walk, which is great.
What's up? What? You want to film? Oh, whoa! Do they change? Is it pink or does it change colors?
It changes colors.
Oh wow! Change its colors. That is important.
Yeah.
Dining room. Wow! Very baller.
Nice.
And so walking into the house, immediately it was the size I wanted. It didn't have any of the construction or maintenance issues we had seen in any other house. And the lights were pretty cool, and I knew Chris would love those immediately. So there wasn't any appliances yet, and some of the bathroom fixtures were still needed to be adjusted. But overall, with a weekend's worth of work, the house would definitely have been ready for a move-in. So that really made us excited.
The master bedroom.
This house was also listed around $470 a month, so pretty expensive, especially considering the size and the fact that it's not in necessarily a prime location. It's not in the fancy neighborhood.
Pretty much completed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's also going to put a refrigerator and a stove.
Oh, that's great.
Location wasn't ideal in terms of being in the neighborhood we wanted to, but we were within a 10-minute walk to the office, which means I could come home and have lunch, and it would be so much easier to get to and from town.
And we were told by the realtor that the yard would be filled in with grass and that glass would be put onto the tops of the walls.
You want to talk to her, you can go to the shop and you meet her. Have a discussion.
Oh, okay, she's at her shop.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be the house, I believe that right before you find what you're looking for, things become more difficult. So sitting outside of that gate today for 45 minutes, I knew with every passing moment that that was going to be the place.
Great.
We're going to meet our landlord in the video, and I'm excited because she has a shop in town, and you don't usually find that with landlords. Usually they're living in a big city like Blantyre or Lilongwe, and so you don't really have people who are very present in order to help you maintain the house or if you have any questions or problems. And so we met her at her shop called Bruma, where they sell car parts.
And here we are in this little shop, and we're looking over a contract.
And yeah, just kind of reading over, making sure the contract's super simple. But we're excited because once we have made this agreement, we're pretty much set to move into the house. And yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
And we also negotiated a little bit to get the rent down to $400 a month.
And now we live here.
The end.